next video. Okay, back to the basics. Normal content, I guess. So, this is a bottle that I have tried to get a hold of for years. Finally looked up and found a store that had it. So, to be fair, I can get this locally, fairly uh, easily accessible to get. The problem I have always had with this bottle is this is one of those bottles. Is that all raised up, or am I just tripping? The problem I had always had with this bottle is it's one of those bottles that just seems to always get away from me, if that makes sense. Like, I'd find a store that had it, but they'd be sold out and they won't have any for a while. Or if I did go to a store and they did have it, I didn't have the money because I didn't expect them to have it. That kind of sort of thing. It wasn't just, oh, I've been to 100 stores and none of them sell it. No, it's just they either are always sold out or I don't have the money. Simple as that. So I finally was able to get it. God, they do all kinds of stuff on their bottles. It's so cool. I was finally able to get a bottle, had the money, was at the right place at the right time. This bottle is $21 here in North Carolina. Ezra Brooks 99 proof. I am a huge fan of, God, what is it? I don't always do this. Lux Row. I don't know why I didn't realize that it's on the bottle, but yeah. I love their bottle design. I mean, they even take the time to like make their own bottles. You know, a lot of because this is considered bottom shelf. A lot of bottom shelf bottles, companies tend to just use whatever basic bottle they can get from like a bottle company. They actually go through the trouble of like making bottles. Like it's got Lux Row distilleries all over the bottle, but not only that, it's like engraved on the bottom to like there's all kinds of stuff. Like, it's just cool. The label's beautiful. Like everything about it I like. Hang on. Getting cold in here. It's like 30 degrees in my house, so but yeah. It's always been a bottle that I wanted to get my hands on because I love the Rebel stuff. And I like I can't remember what the other stuff's called, but I like pretty much everything Luxro puts out. I had Ezra Brooks 7, I think it was. Fantastic bottle. And so like the Rebel stuff's good, but it's just well, not all of it is to my knowledge. I'm not sure if all the Rebel stuff is straight wheat or if just the Ezra or if it's just the Rebel 100 and the Rebel regular. I couldn't tell you. But to my knowledge, that stuff's just wheat. And so just how my brain works with ADHD and whatnot is it was like, well, I love the Rebel stuff. I love the Ezra Brooks 7. But the Ezra Brooks 7 is like expensive and hard to find. The Rebel stuff is just wheat. I want a straight up bourbon. I know Lux Row makes good stuff. I want to find the Ezra Brooks 99 because it seems to be relatively available. So I've been on the hunt. And then again, like I said, I couldn't find it. And when I did, I didn't have the money. A few people told me that it wasn't all that great, but the same people that told me that it wasn't all that great are also like super picky, snobby people that have to drink like really ridiculously high proof stuff or they don't want nothing at all. So everybody's palate's different. I'm a huge fan. I'll drink 80 proof. I don't care what the proof is. If I like it, I like it. 99's proof enough for me. I care what it tastes like. I don't care about the proof. Um, but somebody was nice enough to actually send me a handshake. And then I got the handshake and I'm like, this is so good. Dang. And then I looked up like a week or two later and found a bottle. Thankfully. From what I remember, it's a lot. To me, I always say it's chocolate covered cherries, like the cordial cherries that you get at Christmas. It might differ now that I'm sitting in front of the camera, but from what I remember, that's what it was. It's so weird. Coming off the tequila and the Irish. So coming off those other two that I just reviewed, a lot of oak, like a lot of oak, cherry. There's some chocolate there, but not a ton of it's coming through. Primarily cherry and oak, though. I'm gonna give it a minute because it is a higher proof to kind of let my mouth be like, "Oh, what is that?" It's so weird how stuff can change from day to day. Like, based off of if you've eaten, or if you've already drank something, or if you brushed your teeth, or what time of day it is, or what you've drank beforehand. You know what I mean? Like, all that can change what your palate tastes. Because I haven't eaten today. All I've done is some reviews. Um, so, like, it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm just doing videos. Um, Starting to taste the chocolate and cherries. Kind of, I want to say almost like a coconut in a way. Coconut? Yeah, almost kind of like a coconut macaroon. Um, which is weird. Never gotten that before. But no, like, this bottle's obviously already been cracked. I took that bottle when me and the wife went to the hotel a couple months ago, and also took my tequila. And when I got done drinking tequila and Coke, I drank, I think, like a 2 finger pour of this. And after the tequila, it was absolutely amazing. And like the little sip that I had out of the bottle someone sent me, absolutely amazing. But now, like, it's still good, but it's different. Like, it's not at all what I remembered. That's why I said, like, it's so weird to see how much just certain little things you might do to your palate can change what you taste. Because nothing's changed about this bottle. It's the same bottle. The only difference may be is it's cold in here. But generally, cold to alcohol makes the flavor go away. So I don't know. But when I drank it originally, the first time in a sample, it was summer. And then um, the last time when I popped this bottle, it was at a hotel that had, thermostat. So it was at room temperature. Now it's probably like 30, 40 degrees in here with the heater on. So, but that could be something, or the tequila and Irish that I've also drank could be something, or the fact that I haven't eaten today could be, I don't know. It's not bad. It's just blowing my mind of how different the palate is than what I knew in my mind. Because before now, it's always been the same, just straight up chocolate cherries. Like, there was never a ton of oak. It was just straight up cordial chocolate covered cherries. And now it's like super oaky. There's some chocolate and cherry in there, but it's like hidden. And then on the back end, you get coconut macaroon almost. I don't know. Just me babbling on because that's what I do. Yeah, right now I'm getting a lot of vanilla and caramel, cherry, not a ton of oak. Yeah, there it is again. Ton of oak. There's chocolate and cherries, but it's like when I tried it before, the chocolate and cherries was here. oak was here. Now it's complete opposite. Oak is here. Chocolate cherry is just faint way back here. If that makes sense. And then I'm still getting that weird coconut thing on the back end. It's kind of like the coconut thing on this bottle was kind of like when you drink Jim Beam. Jim Beam has like this peanutty note on the back end. It's not anything that they ever put in their descriptions as far as their flavor profile. But if you know enough about bourbon and you've drank enough bourbon, you know that Jim Beam products typically have a dusty peanut note to them. Whether Jim Beam tells you that it's in it or not, there's a note, a peanut note, regardless. So it's kind of like the same thing, but for this bottle. Like, I don't think if I were to go on their website that it's going to say coconut macaroons, but I'm tasting like a faint coconutty kind of thing in the background that I get when I drink Jim Beam products. But instead of the peanuts, it's coconut. It's weird. But I like it. I'll be perfectly honest. Even with trying it right now, I still love this bottle. The only thing I will say now trying it that I don't like is how much oak I get, like in through here, that I don't typically get. It kind of kills it in a way. I mean, I enjoy it. But from what I was getting originally and what I'm getting now, I wish the oakiness was toned down a tad. Again, that could just be variations of what's going on right now because it is completely different than what I remember. But other than the oakiness, it is a complete dessert bourbon, in my opinion. Because you get chocolate, you get cherries, you get coconut on the back end. It's just good. Now, I don't know if I would consider this an entry level bottle. It is entry level price wise. It's like $21. But it's 99 proof. So if you're not used to proof, as I know most people that are going to be new to bourbon, it's probably going to stick around the 80 proof. But I'm at a spot in my life. I've been drinking bourbon for probably 6, 7 years now. There's a lot of people out there that will sit and tell you that, oh, if it's not over 100, they won't drink it. Everybody's different. I've gotten to a point, though, for me at least, I try it. If I like it, I'll drink it. It's as simple as that. I've had bourbons where, they're 80 and drink like 100. I've had 100 that drinks like 80. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had so many instances where the proof has drank different than what it says on the label, or the bottle has drank different than what it says on the proof, to not be one of those people that are like, oh, if it's not over 100, I won't drink it. Because you can't always go by that. Like, I get, in theory, if it's 80 proof, that means it's been watered down to 80. So you're losing a lot of flavor. But, again, I've had enough to where that's not always the case. So, if I like it, I like it. This, though, is a definite buy. It's readily available. It's usually on all shelves. It's a good bottle. I mean, I don't have any complaints. Like I said, other than the fact that this very moment of me trying it, there's a lot more oak than I remember. That's my only complaint. And it's not even necessarily a complaint because I don't mind the oak. It's whiskey. I like oak. You're going to have oakiness in a whiskey, or it's not a whiskey. But I'm simply saying that compared to what I had. It's kind of like the difference between drinking regular Mountain Dew and Diet Mountain Dew. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not a diet drinker and you've had regular Mountain Dew and then someone gives you a Diet Mountain Dew, it's like, I'll drink it. But knowing what regular Mountain Dew tastes like, I'd rather have regular Mountain. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. Like, there's nothing wrong with how it tastes now. It's just, I've had it before and it wasn't as oaky, and I preferred how it tasted when it wasn't as oaky. But regardless, still, even the way it tastes right now, because nothing's changed about the bottle. Still the same juice. It's just something going on with my palate. Um, but regardless, I love everything about it. I love the bottle design. I love the label design. I love the juice in it. It's a good company. Their stuff is consistent, which I really like. I don't think I've ever had anything from Lux Row that I didn't like. Now the Ezra Brooks 7, that bottle is godly. Um, but it's like 60 to 80 bucks. So, and then it's if you can find it. This is $21. Most places is 19. So, and considering it's only a $20 bottle, I mean, you're getting a pretty bottle. You know what I mean? Like most $20 bottles of whiskey look like $20 bottles of whiskey. You usually get like a plastic screw top piece of crap. You get a basic round bottle that every bottom shelf bottle comes in. You know what I mean? And then like a crappy label. Whereas this is like, if you didn't know any better, you'd be like, this is probably at least a $40, $50 bottle. It's got a cork. It's a cool design bottle, cool label. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't look cheap. Other than my rambling, try it out. Tell me what you think. Fantastic bottom shelf bottle. Um, in my Facebook group that I created, Bottom Shelf Bangers. It's definitely a bottom shelf banger. Till next time, on to the next video. I'm cold.